Again, Handy Andy on demand. I'm Andy. Welcome back to Project Run Through. So this is one that some of you have been following. We're over in Chimney Springs in Marietta. We've been working on this house for a little bit over here. And this customer's doing a whole bunch of stuff. And so you can see where they brushed out some samples here. And a couple of my customers are actually looking at this right now. So we're one of the few companies left that'll hand paint. It's going to be hard to see it in this light, but the gray is... trying to think what that is. That's Reflections right there, and to the right of it is the West Highland, which is what we put. The trim's already got 2 coats of paint all the way around it. And so what you're seeing here is this is masonite siding, and it kills me in this business because people come out here, especially this is an older couple, and people will come out and tell them, oh my god, this is defective cardboard siding, you've got to get rid of it right away, you should have changed it 20 years ago. And there's nothing wrong with this siding. Once it's caulked and hand painted, this house has been hand painted before, and the last time it was painted about 10 years ago. And if they could have found that same guy, they probably would have used him again, but they couldn't find him. I'm glad they didn't, because we appreciate the business, but after we came along, they realized that he did a good job painting, but he never caulked anything. And so now this house is being caulked up well, where it'll never rot. And so you see these lower boards right here, they kind of have a golden brown hue to them. That's the James Hardy Plank siding. So I was with a customer yesterday at her house, and she swore she had one of the big companies put Hardy Plank siding, and it's not. It's Nichihana. And now you can look at this video, and you'll see the grain pattern we have here. This is Hardy Plank. And you'll always tell Hardy Plank by that grain knot right there. See that right there? That area right there. That's what you're looking for. Nichi doesn't have that. Nichi's got a kind of a funky little grain pattern to it. So the boys have actually come through, and where the yellow is, we left it. And where the Hardy Plank is, like up this whole roof line, and you can see the boys added that piece of flashing there. So we went ahead and did all the repairs ahead of the roofing company. Finley's coming out to do the roof, and you know, if you want a good roof in Atlanta, we recommend Finley and Christian Brothers. We've been recommending both those companies for years. We can do a roof. We don't really have the labor for it. We do roof repairs, but any of the major roof jobs, we'll refer Finley and Christian Brothers, and they're really competitive. They both do great jobs for you, and that's Finley's going to be doing this one right here for us, or for this homeowner. So most of this siding over here was good. The bottom rows down here we replaced. We're different than a lot of contractors. You'll see people here, they'll rip up this board right here, and they'll rip it up with pry bars. What we do is we pull it out a little bit, get up underneath it with our sawzalls and cut the nails free, so we can slide this new piece of Hardy up underneath it and then face nail it and seal it down. It looks like it hasn't been caulked because you can see all those nail heads, but if you look close, you'll see kind of a shiny shadow. Every nail head on this house has been caulked and sealed with premium clear elastomeric sealant, and it'll get 2 coats of paint. A few things that happen on this job, like all of them, you can see more of the siding replacement back here. So they've done a lot of work. We're going to be replacing this roof exhaust vent up here. This little area over the sunroom, we had to actually reframe this whole fascia and soffit. They had OSB underneath it. The soffit is the underside that you can't really see right now, and this longer face is called the fascia, like your face. And so that was all framed and redone for them. That piece of work right there with the framing and the carpentry and the labor on it, it's about a $350 repair. And you know, we just included it in the job and didn't charge them for it because we're already here and doing so much for them. But trust me, my carpenters charge me. So the guys are just now coming across the backside here. This was already Hardy Plank that the homeowner had done a few years ago. And so this out here is all masonite siding. And you can see the guys are hand painting right there coming across. And so what's so important about this is when you spray paint, they're just spray painting the face of it. They'll never do the kind of prep. These guys spent 2 days just prepping this house. Between hand washing it, scrub brushes, light pressure rinse, and then, you know, caulking it all up. And so the difference is you'll see some white caulk on the butt joints where 2 pieces come together. That's because we prefer a Porter product that's used for that. And white just holds up better. It's stronger. But for the nail heads, we use clear because we're just sealing it. There's not a lot of stress with heat on those caulked marks. But on the butt joints, that's where they'll fail because the siding's expanding, the caulk is expanding as it's heating up during the day, and then at nighttime it'll contract. And that's after a while, that's what you're paying for in caulk, is that expandability, contractibility. It'll fall apart. And that's the way this house was before. And so back here, she's got another company coming out to do these windows for her. And we could actually have repaired them, but she wanted all new. So when you've got rotted sills and stuff like this, our guys can actually fix all this stuff. We're the only ones in Atlanta that can fix windows like that. Everybody else will put Bondo in them or some nonsense. We cut in wood. But that's what happens when you got cabinet makers and craftsmen on your team. And so you can see they pulled the downspout away so they could caulk up in that corner and get behind that trim board. This couple's doing so much work with us that we do gutters too. And on this job, they're getting the gutters at actual cost. We're not making any money on that. And so you can see how far they've come with the hand painting here. So this house will be beautiful when it's done. It takes longer. I mean, I could come out here with a crew and we could do this house in 2 days spraying it. Some companies, you'll see them out here literally. I saw one the other day. They cleaned it, supposedly caulked it, and spray painted it in 1 day. It's not possible. The house wouldn't even be dry to do that. But that's what they did for $3,000, and out the door they were. And we'll be calling that customer back in a year or two and say, hey, you ready to have us paint it the right way? You know, it's one of these things in this business is you don't always get what you pay for, but most times in carpentry and painting, you really do get what you pay for. If you pay attention to videos, pay attention to the process, so many times we're talking about the same stuff over and over again. And then it's hard too, you know, when we do these bids, either me or the other salesman, when you go out through here and you're looking at stuff, we can't possibly catch everything. But for this customer, we did that piece in the back, and then we took the gutters down. We found out here that this fascia was rotted all the way across, so the guys went ahead and replaced that. Any trim pieces that we put up on this job, everything's been caulked and sealed, but it's been primed and painted on both sides. So he's got 2 coats of paint. And after we got going, we found some more rot here in this corner and around the corner right here that the carpenters are gonna have to come back to. This end cap right here, I didn't notice it when we did the bid. This little corner right here has to be reworked. And that's it. And you know, we'll probably end up doing that for this customer and not charge them because honestly, we've done so much for them. You know, it's all about relationships. At least it is for us. Most contractors, it's not. They're a one-hit wonder. So this is one of the fascia boards that came off the front of the house. And you can see the, you know, it was just pine. That's all it was. But it was raw wood on the inside edge. It was raw wood on the bottom edge. The only edges that got painted ever, primed and painted, was the bottom edge that you could see in the face where the gutter was. And even there, if you look, they only painted what you could see. And that's what stinks, and that's what makes wood rotted. You know, so people sit here and try to tell me, oh, they've got a special way to do this or that or the other. I'm 4th generation. You may not like me, but you'll like our workers and you like the progress of what we do, and our work stands for itself. I just can't get everywhere. I try to use these videos to educate you guys. Sometimes we get backed up. We're slow to get bids out to people, or I can't personally return everybody's phone call. But the depth of knowledge in our crew, we've got hundreds of years of work experience with our guys. And these are not cheap labor guys. You know, a lot of these guys are making 30 or more an hour to be out here doing this stuff. That's good pay. But they get paid what they do because of what they're able to do. So this is masonite siding. It's basically a cardboard siding. And a lot of it's still in pretty good shape, but you can see all the water staining from areas that we pulled the siding down from. And then you'll see the piece of hardy over here. A lot of miscommunication out in the market today about what hardy plank is and what it isn't. If it doesn't say James Hardy plank siding on it, it's not. Don't buy it. Stop your installer. They're going to call it hardy plank, but they're using Nietzsche or some other knockoff because it's saving them money. I'm Andy. We've been out here doing this for 25 years. It's hard to believe. I'm 4th generation. My guys will be happy to take care of you. We're at 770-912-2829. And it's so funny, I still have the HandyANDYHome.com on the side of that truck because I'm too cheap to change it out. But when you hit our website, it actually goes to Home Advisor. We're a top-rated contractor. We've got hundreds of great reviews, actually thousands of great reviews all over the internet. We get about, 10 or 12 a year that are bad. And it's just like anything else in life. We either drop the ball and I couldn't get back to them in time, or, I didn't get a bid out to them or whatever it might be. But most of our customers are happy to have us because we do everything. So be patient with us. We'd love to work with you. 770-912-2829. See you at the next house. Bye for now.